Alrighty, am I live? Can anybody hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to share this really super quick. All right, let's see here. Sounds like it's okay. Okay, nice feedback. Okay, well, it looks like I'm live. Let's make this a little bigger. And I'll get recording and then we'll be going. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so hello and welcome to the 2017 ACE Symposium, where we are discovering how to claim our authority, elevate our status, and monetize our tribes. I'm your hostess, Patricia Reszetylo. And in this session today, I'm also your presenter. We're talking about the 2 books you should write this month to market your business. And don't panic, you can write them. You have the content. You just don't know it quite yet. A little about myself. I have run one business or another ever since I was a teenager. I grew up watching my dad run a business right out of our front yard. It just seemed like the natural thing to do. In 2004, I wrote an ebook and I was swept into a whole nother world of marketing. In my first venture into online digital marketing, I accidentally discovered that my business model had created a whole new status for me. And now I was regarded as an authority, a micro celebrity, and an expert all in the horse industry. Now I help my own clients achieve that status in their own industry, market, or niche through the use of many of the ACE creating strategies that I myself used. When I'm not helping my clients, you can find me off riding my horse or planning my next grand marketing adventure. Insert evil laugh. Okay, so first off, you know, we haven't really covered this. We've talked about a lot of topics here. And we've said this is about authority and this is about celebrity and this is about expertise, but really, what is authority and why is it so important to you? The reason it's important is because that we're taught, even before we're born, to listen to and to follow authority. It's easy to say that it's hardwired into us. I think it actually goes deeper than DNA. It's simply a psychological it's a psychological thing. If somebody stands up and demonstrates that they are taking charge because they're directing people, they have expertise on the topic, right? People are going to follow them. It's simply natural. You just do it. You don't do it because they're the big person and they have the big stick. They're the 800-pound gorilla. You don't necessarily do that. But you follow people who demonstrate authority, they demonstrate leadership skills, they demonstrate their expertise. And it's just natural. People will follow you. In sales, you're running a business here, right? So you're trying to sell something. In sales, we aren't just technicians. We don't just do stuff really, really well. If you build it, they will come. No, that's not how it works. In sales, especially if we're running our own business, we're marketers. We are sales professionals. We have to be able to gain trust quickly, demonstrate that we know what we are talking about. We have to be able to demonstrate our expertise, and then we have to direct people to do something. You don't make money until, you know, money changes hands, and you have to be able to direct your, the people that are following you to do something. So the next question is, why is a book the easiest way to get that status? Well, a book demonstrates your expertise, just pure and simple. The second reason is it takes a lot of courage to sit down and write. Excuse me. Most people simply do not have that much courage. People automatically respect you when they do what they want to do, but they don't have the courage to do. When you introduce yourself as an author, even if you're just working on your book, you say, I'm an author, I'm writing my first book. You'll be amazed at how many people go, oh my goodness, what is it on? Congratulations. That's a very good frame to be able to put a prospect, a lead into. It makes them open to new ideas. It builds respect. Respect means that they're going to do or be more likely to do what you tell them to do. They're going to respect your expertise. She's writing about it. She must be an expert. So what are the 2 books that you could easily write in the next month? Well, we're not talking about books that you're going to sell and get rich from the sales of. This is not the only way to use a book. Book is also a powerful tool, like we just got done saying. It positions you as the authority in your market, in your industry, in your niche, and it brings those clients into you. I've spent a ton more on people who are authors than I have that are not authors. Point in fact. Okay. This is written by Sydney Barrows. It's co-authored by Dan Kennedy. Title of the book is Uncensored Sales Strategies, XXX Rated Secrets. Now, there's no X-rated sexual secrets in here. I'll give you that. It's just marketing. The reason for the title is because back in the 80s, Sydney was once known infamously as the Mayflower Madam. She was arrested in New York City for running a escort service. So, fame is what you make of it. So she's making this. Anyway, I bought this book because it was recommended by Dan. And I have read it a bunch of times. And you can tell that I've read it because this is what I do with my business books when I read them. I highlight stuff that I think is important, that I think makes sense. This book I got on Amazon. The price inside says $19.95. It was probably a little less than that. But for $20, and who knows how much Sydney actually got of that. But for $20, she probably got $2 or $3. But now in the last year, I've invested probably more than $5,000 in working with her. I don't have her on as a marketing coach or consultant specifically. I'm doing other kinds of work with her. However, she has advised me on a few things from time to time. But a $20 book, and I have spent $5,000 with her. I'm getting ready to plunk down another 3. How much are your clients worth? How much is their lifetime value? And what are you doing to, get that from them? Getting a book out there is invaluable for getting them in. So the type of book, there's 2 books. So the first type of book is a tips book, just purely tips. And this might be 10 or 15 topics that you want to cover with them in the order that you want to cover them. It could be 10 or 15 common questions that you want to answer for your readers. If you have, clients coming into your business and they often have very similar questions, this is a very good way to address those questions. These could be FAQs. They could be should ask questions, those questions that you as the expert know to ask, but Your clients don't know to ask that because they aren't an expert. Now, you can tell them what questions to ask, and you can tell them what kind of answer they should look for. And this ends up positioning you. This ends up demonstrating your expertise. It ends up educating your clients. They do read your books. They will take notes. They will learn from it. And it sets the bar with you as the standard. Now you're not scrambling, to measure up to all the other businesses that are doing similar things to what you're doing. They get to scramble to keep up with you. You're the standard. You made them look bad. I mean, not directly. You didn't say, oh, don't do business with, I don't know, Mike over there because he does X, Y, and Z, and you don't want, that in your experience because he's gonna take your money and he's gonna do this and he's gonna do that, and it's just gonna be a really bad experience. You're not doing that. What you're doing is you're educating your client, your prospect rather. It could be a client too, but prospect anyway, to understand what the situation is, to know how to ask the right questions and what the right answer should be. It's very powerful. This could be 10 to 15 most pressing problems that you want to solve for your reader, or 10 to 15 benefits that you want to offer them. So there's a lot of things that you can work, there's a lot of material. If you know your business at all, you've got material. You can just go through and make a pile of questions and just start out with that. Here's a good example of that. And this book, I first read it as a PDF. Yeah, it was 61 pages long, which you think, ooh, that's not going to make much of a book. Well, it doesn't. I mean, it's a little thin, but it really demonstrated the expertise that the author has from his years in the field. And the 61 pages turned into 83 or 84, in this book. It doesn't have to be huge. And they're just, tips like this. Okay. Yeah, he could come back and he could elaborate on it a lot more and have a 300-page book if he wanted. Wouldn't have to be. It's a really valuable book. I'll give you the title here. The Ultimate Common Sense Ground Transportation Guide for Traveling Groups, How to Learn Not to Crash and Burn. And it's valuable information, especially if you are traveling with a church group or a school group or something, right? And he's a smart marketer and he does that. The second book that you should offer, that you should write this year, is a testimonials book. Sometimes people call these brag books, and I kind of don't like the term brag book because you're not bragging about you. You're simply sharing what other people have said, right? Testimonials are a really vital part of your marketing. Most business owners that have them don't use them. And they also don't have a good system for getting and using the good ones. So I am going to take you over to the page that I use here in just a moment. This is not on my blog. I wish it was, but it's not. Just a moment here. Okay, we're going to share the screen. Okay. Alrighty. So this is on Copyblogger, and the way that I always find it, I always have to Google it. I type in Copyblogger testimonials, and it comes up. It's very, very close to the top almost all the time. But you're going to ask 5 or 6 of these questions to begin with. And it doesn't matter what format you use. You could use it over the phone. Okay, I would say record those things, but over the phone. You could do it by email. You could send them to a form, a Google form or something that's on your website. You could ask clients these, do a video interview, get Zoom or get on YouTube or do a Facebook Live. The format doesn't matter. It's most important to get it done. So whatever works for you and whatever works for your testimonial provider. Yes, I should have a word for that. I know. Right, so we start out with these 6 questions to ask for powerful testimonials. Okay, so first off, what was the obstacle that would have prevented you from buying this product? What did you find as a result of buying this product? What specific feature did you like most about it? What are 3 other benefits of this product? I typically, and I don't typically use this particular question because it ends up being too much of an essay and too much work, but it kind of depends on the setting. Would you recommend this product? If so, why? And 6 is a fun wild card. Is there anything you would like to add? Always add a question like this to when you do surveys, when you do get testimonials, because there's often something that people will add that you didn't even think to ask. Okay, so these 6 smart questions work because no matter how ready somebody is to buy, there's always going to be a hitch. There's always going to be that momentary, ooh, should I? Sometimes it's price. Actually, it's never ever price. If it's price, it's not price, it's value. Are they understanding the value right? Is the problem, articulated right? Does it solve a problem that they have, right? So asking the obstacle not only helps you figure out what you need to do better as far as your marketing, your sales copy, whatever, but it can bring up a testimonial that will show other people that, yes, I had this question in my mind and I wasn't completely sure, but I jumped in there anyway, and oh boy, am I so grateful that I did this. Because everybody has objections, and you can use these to overcome objections. So the result of buying the product diffuses that objection. I wasn't sure about Patricia. I didn't know her really, really well, but I took a risk and wow, she really came through for me. What specific feature did you like most about this product? That's really important. And this can be product, it can be service, it can be whatever. You want a specific answer, because the more specific your testimonial can be, the more powerful it's going to be. So you ask them what they liked most about it, and they'll probably tell you why too. I tend to leave this one out, especially on a lower price point. I think if I was doing one on a high ticket, I would probably include it, but I tend to leave it out on smaller ones, because now here you're going a little bit wider and you can find out what they found useful. What else did they like about this? Would you recommend the product or the service or whatever? Psychologically, it's a really important question. When somebody else recommends something, there's more than just your product at stake. Their integrity is at stake too. And unless they, if they don't feel strongly about it, they're not going to recommend it. So you're going to use your testimonials now to discover and address objections. We should plan them to directly effuse objections. There's a lot of good information on this page. Again, you can go to copyblogger.com/testimonials-part-2, or you can just Google Copyblogger testimonials. This link has been here a long time, and it'll probably be here for a long time too. Okay, so go back to my notes. All right, so we use that system to get testimonials. If you already have testimonials, that's fabulous. I would use those 6 questions or 5 questions as part of a automated something, an automated email that goes out. Whatever system is going to work for you, your situation, your clients, your customers, you know, whatever price point you're at, you might do different things. If you're selling high ticket something, you might set up, you know, a time where you can meet them and record something. Video is always almost the best. Very, very best, of course, is in person, where you see the person and you see them saying that. But now you've got a bunch of testimonials. You've got whatever system you have set up. You have these testimonials. Put them together in a book. The more you've got, the better it is. If you get them in audio format, go get them transcribed. Rev.com is where I go. Very useful, very quick, very good. Highly recommend it. Put them together in a book. Testimonials just by themselves. If you have enough testimonials, you almost don't need to write a sales page. So the next question is how do you market the book? I can write a book, I can't market it. I hear that all the time. I don't know how to market my book. Yeah. So you actually want to start marketing your book before you've even written it. You tell people that you're writing a book. I'm writing a book on testimonials. What would you like to know about it? What would you like to know about testimonials? So then as you're writing it, as you get each chapter done, you post it to your blog. You send your readers to, if you know, you got them on email, you have them on social, whatever. Send them over to the blog. You're going to build engagement. You're going to get feedback. You can get crowdsourced editing if you have typos in there still. You're going to build your following on social networks, your email list, your prospects, your buyers. You're going to sell copies of the book too. And I hear people gasping. If I offer it for free, they won't buy it. Well, they will buy it. Because it's just easier than going online and reading for most of us. Or they'll buy your services. They know who you are. The reason I like to have books, and here's a few books, right? I've got a pile of books here, and you should see my bookcase upstairs. Books! I love books. I like to have them in my library. I like to be able to go in and underline stuff, highlight it, so I can come back to it. And it's just not the same digitally. You know, I mean, there's a place for each. You know, there's a place for PDFs. There's a place for Kindle. There's a place for other mobile compatible type things. A physical, slap it in your hand book is a really powerful item, especially when you get into things like speaking. If you go to conferences, you want to have, you know, even if Craig here went to a conference and he was a speaker, he would want to have a whole pile of these books, and I know he does this. He would want to have a whole pile of these books so that he could do this. Here's what happens when you get a book from Craig. You see that? Yeah, he autographs the thing. Whole big old letter in this. This is better than a business card. You're not going to lose this where you lose a stupid little business card. Okay? And Craig has also done something else that's really smart in his book. Okay, on the last page, he's got an offer. Now, myself, I have other suggestions for how to format that offer, but he's got an offer in there. He says, call me at this number. And I know he gets a lot of calls from that number. It's a very powerful tool. Yes, you want to have the digital stuff because it's easy to distribute. Have a physical one too. So so it's not a huge deal to put it on your blog. It's going to build, like I said, engagement, feedback, build your following. Very, very important things for after it's done and you want to market it. And again, there's so many things you can do. You can do an online launch. You can do, you can reach so many people online, especially if you're already marketing online. Get speaking gigs. Get on telesummits, get on podcasts, get on live streams with people. Do interviews yourself. Bring people in that are in your market. You have similar audiences, but you're not competing. Bring those people in. Interview them. Okay. You can get on traditional media. You can get on TV and radio and in the paper. Depending on your business assets, meaning like your email list, your social connections, your skill at engaging at those, your budget, your market, your purpose, your mission, your goals, your objectives. You can do just about anything. You can also look at things like getting prospects, turning prospects into clients, keeping clients longer, charging more for your services or your goodies. You can sell more or different services. And if you already have a book, relaunch it, add more content, rebrand it, reboot it, do the whole round. So, a book, 2 books in a month, it's very doable. If you have issues with getting appointments with prospects, if you have issues with getting those appointments to stick, if you have problems overcoming objections and price resistance, which those usually start right here in your own head. If you have problems with creating content for social media or for your newsletter, if you want to get on podcasts, live streams, or traditional media, if you want to demonstrate your expertise, if you want to set yourself as the standard in your industry, your market, or your niche, you need a book. You need a couple books. And after you've written a couple books, they're just going to start popping out more ideas where you got to write more stuff. So if you'd like to be able to do all of that, if you have questions, hit me up here on Facebook. Hit me up as in connect with me. Just connect with me, and we'll find some time to talk. And if there's questions, post them in the comments, and I'm always happy to connect.